didn't have the debug feature, you wouldn't really know where to start. So we'll clear the bottom screen, and this time we'll go into debug mode. So debug mode basically starts at the first line, which is to guess a number between 1 and 10 on the screen. We'll press enter. It puts that on the screen. It goes to the next line, which is mem number equals rnd10, which is basically a random number between 0 and 10. We press enter. Now it's up to mem guess equals 0, so it should pass that okay. Now it goes to the double L. You'll see the arrow is where the double L is that we put in. And if we press enter, that's where it says unknown command, end of program. So we know exactly where the point in the program is where it stopped and then gave us the error. There are other programs, of course. Let's look at a tip calculator. So I press the button to load a new program into memory. I'll put action and load file. We now have a tip calculator. So just to show you how that runs, I'll press enter. It says what's the amount of the bill. Well, let's say we've got $200 bill. The percentage to tip, we'll tip 10%. Oops. 10%, and then we won't split the bill, so we'll just put in a number other than 1, so just assuming there's one person, and there you go. The tip is $20 and the total is $220. So that's a tip calculator. I'll clear the bottom. If we want to debug that tip calculator, we go through and it asks what the amount of the bill is, so we'll put that $2,000 in this time. And then before it asks us the percent to tip, let's go into the variables view, and we can see that the only variable is bill, which is $2,000. The reason why it hasn't retained the other variables in memory is because I've got a clear mem command at the end of this, which actually clears the memory. So I'll go back into my debug, and I'll just debug through the program. So we'll go through our percent to tip being 10% again. We'll let it ask whether we split the bill. This time we'll split the bill, so we'll press 1 to split the bill. It then says the condition if a equals 1, which was the a variable that it put into memory when it asked whether we want to split the bill or not. If a equals 1, it'll ask the number of persons, which we'll just say are 2. Okay, while we're in there, let's just show the memory again. So you'll see that there's more than one variable now. There's the bill, which is 2,000. There's the percent, which is 10. There's A, which is 1. And now PP, which is the number of persons. So it now puts tip into memory as a percent of the bill. It'll then total it up. But before it does that, why don't we have a look and see in the memory what the tip is. So the number of persons is 2, and the tip is $200. We'll go back and we'll press enter. It'll now tell us what the total is. Tip is $200 and total is $2,200. And then if A equals 1, it'll then show us the amount per person as well. Now before so there you go, amount per person is $1,100. Now before it clears the memory, let's look in our memory and we'll have all the variables there. So we've got the bill is 2,000, the percent is $10%, sorry. The A is 1, which tells the program that we want to split the bill. The number of persons is no longer in the PP variable. Just to explain that, we used an existing variable to show what the amount per person is. So we used that variable. We recycled it in effect. We used it to ask what the number of persons were, and then we also used it to show what the amount per person is. So that's why it's changed. So again, that shows you what's happened during the course of the program. The tip is $200 and the total is $2,200. So where we are in the program is to clear the memory, so now we'll let it do that. It's now ended the program. And now if we look in memory, we'll see that there are no variables in memory because we cleared it. Using the clear mem command is not compulsory. You can just use that command whenever you want to clear the memory. So as I said before, you can press the load email button, which then allows you to either delete a file, load a file, or email a file. If we delete, then it'll ask us whether we want to delete as a confirmation. Here I'll just say no. In the menu screen, we've shown the preferences. There's the About screen. And just going back, the About screen shows you the website that you can go to. So hopefully that's been a good demonstration of the power of SophistimaCalc and the fact that you can program in a nice basic-like language, easy to learn, very powerful, and you can also debug your programs to work out whether or not there's a problem, if there's a syntax error or something else that you don't understand happening to a particular variable in memory. Just one last thing, we'll clear the bottom screen. If we clear the top screen, it asks us whether we want to clear the input, because obviously you've taken a long time to program and we don't want to delete things by accident, but we will clear it. Just to show you, it works like a normal calculator as well. So 7 times 5, and then we press enter, is 35. So it can work like a normal program as well, and you can use the keypad as well. So in other words, if you don't want to go into the input screen and use the keyboard, you can use the keypad. So for example, if we want mem, we just say shift, and that says mem, and then let's just have a variable a, shift a equals, say, 10, and then to display a, we'll just go to a new line, and we'll just do a. So that's a simple program that puts a into memory as 10 and then displays a, and of course that's the result. And then if you want to do something more, for example, going to a new line, you could say a divided by 2, and that would give you 5. So SophistimaCalc is very powerful. It's got some very powerful commands. For more information, please go to the website. Thank you.